In today's tutorial, we're going to build a simple Hello World app. First, we need to begin by opening the program, Microsoft Visual Studio Express, whatever version you have running. And we're going to create a new project. I'm going to name it Hello. Notice that the name and the solution name are the same. Also notice that we're creating a Windows Form application, and I have selected the location where I want the solution code to go. If this is not where you want it to be, press the Browse button and find it. And also note that I'm going to create a directory for the solution. My directory will be called Hello. So this is nice. Press OK to continue. So up pops the form, and we want to do a few things with it. But before that, I want to point out to my students who've been working with top-down programming with microcontrollers that this is a different interface. It's called a GUI, or a graphical user interface, which is going to make it very easy for us to add code. So while the programming is the same, how we get there is a little bit different. This form is called an object. In fact, it's the first object of any program. If we click on the toolbox here and press the little uncheck the auto hide, make it actually pin, we can see that these controls here are some common ones. Buttons, checkboxes, labels, list boxes, to name a few. We'll be working with these controls and we will put them on the form. Something else I also want you to look at is the Properties window. I'm going to make the Solution Explorer window just a little bit smaller here, which will allow me to see the Properties window of my form. One of the things that we can change, for example, is the text of the form. So if you click on the word text and just start typing hello, perhaps hello world, as soon as you hit enter, notice that the title of the form is now changed to hello world. Okay. And perhaps later on we will change the actual name of the form, but for right now we'll just keep it form 1. Alright. Well, some of the properties we can change on the form, and I don't want my students to go crazy with this, is just to choose a background color. So back color is the property of the form we're going to change. Clicking on the down arrow, we have some system colors which are uninspiring. Then there's some web colors which are a little bit nicer, or you can go to the custom colors. So I'm going to choose a blue background color. Alright, and then I would like to add to this form a label. So I'm going to choose on my toolbox a label. I can come here and make the little, draw the label onto the form. The name of the label in this case is not important. In fact, labels are sometimes it's important to name them, and we will in this application show you a label that will be named. But label 1 is fine because we will not refer to this. Okay. I'm going to scroll down to the text property, and I'm going to type hello world. And if I hit enter, notice you can barely make out that on the blue background we have a black hello world. Well, it might be nice if we change the color of our font. In this case, it's the 4 color. And one of the difficult things about Visual Basic is learning what all the different property names are. I've gotten used to them, so I can go right to it, but a beginning programmer might take a few minutes to figure out what the heck you have to change to make it a different color font. So the 4 color is going to be changed. I might make it this nice middle yellow. Notice we could also change the font. Here, click on the Ellipsis button and maybe make it size, let's go crazy, size 28. Maybe choose a different font type. If you want to make it bold, you can. Let's press OK and see what that looks like. Okay. So there's Hello World. I can click on the form and resize it to whatever I would like, whatever size I would like. Now to run it is quite simple. For those who are familiar with BasicX microcontrollers, you can just press the F5 to run it, or the little play button, and the same is true with Visual Basic. So we have done very little programming. In fact, we've just added cosmetic changes to the program, but we can run it nonetheless. You press the play button, it's going to compile it, and has made an application. This is an actual application. If you save this and send it to your friends, they can double click it and it would open up a window that looks exactly like this thing here that I'm moving around. So to stop it, you can either kill the application window or you can press the stop button, and we're back to our programming window. Let's add another label to our window here, and this time it's important that we change the name of the label. So the prefix for label is LBL, and then the name of my label is going to be author, A-U-T-H-O-R. And it's also a good habit to capitalize that first letter. So the prefix is all lowercase LBL, but the capital A sets it apart. Okay? And the reason we name this is we're going to refer to it pretty soon. All right? Now to make it readable, perhaps we want to go back to that 4-color. Maybe choose white this time or some other readable text. But the text label 2 is still there because we never changed the text, only the name of the object. Well, we can leave that alone for now. And I would like for you to double click on the Hello World screen on the form. This will open up the code window, which is just in the back. Notice now we have a design tab and we have a code tab. So a few new things have opened up, but you can see that we have a sub, a private sub in this case, built inside of a class, the Form1 class. Now this is something new, but suffice it to say that all of our code for the form is going to go inside this class. Please don't click outside the class and don't delete it. So when we double clicked on the form, what we had is we had it open up a form load subprogram. So the control that we're dealing with is the form, and the method that we're dealing with in this case is the load. There are lots of methods for this control. You can click on the down arrow here and just scroll through them and take a look. You know, painting, mouse moving, key up and key down are all things that we'll look at later on. But we'll stick with the load. So anytime the form loads, this piece of code here will run. Okay. So what I would like it for to do is to put my name in or put your name in that little label that we named label author. Okay. And the way to do that is pretty simple. You first of all have to type out the thing you would like to change. In this case, it's the label author. Okay, and some IntelliSense comes up and it automatically populates it for you. Now the property that we would like to change here is the text property of this label. So to change that property, you simply type a period, and these are all of the properties associated with that label. Okay, you can scroll down if you'd like to and find the text property, or you can simply type it. And as you type, the IntelliSense TE goes to the text. To load that text, simply hit the space bar. Okay. So now we have defined the label author.text to be something. In fact, we can now set it equal to my name. So we're going to say equal and then quote and then type in whatever your name is or whatever it is you want it to appear in that little box. Okay. So again, on the form load, the label author.text will change to be whatever you have inside the quotes. Of course, this thing inside the quotes is just a string. If we run it, now hello world comes up and my name appears in the author box, which is kind of nifty. Okay, so we'll kill that. Let's go back to programming. It might be nice to change or have the user change the background color. Okay, and to do that, let's make a little button. Come over here and we're going to grab a button control and just click it once on the screen, and there it pops up. We can change the name of the button to BTN. Again, that's the prefix. BTN is the button prefix. Back color. Notice my use of caps. Button back color. Hit enter and notice that the name of the button now has changed, but the text of the button still has not. So I'm going to scroll down here and change the text to back color. Okay, hit enter, and now there she is. So if we double click the back color button, okay, we can then change the color of the background of our form. Because this form is going to be referred to many times, we're going to use the me command, okay, the me keyword, to define the object of the form. We can't define it form1, or we can't call it form1 because you can't refer to yourself inside yourself. So me is the name that I call myself, I guess. So me dot back color, because that is the name of the property we'd like to change, equals, now there are a whole bunch of colors we can choose from, and I don't know, scrolling down, why don't we choose green? We can either click on green or simply type in the word GR and it goes right to gray. We can then move our mouse down or type another letter E and then press the space bar. Me.backColor equals color green. Hit enter, and now if we run it by pressing the F5 button or by pressing the play button, we now can press the back color button and the background color changes. Okay, but again, the user can't really change this. He could just press, or she can just press a button and it changes to whatever the programmer wants. To give the user complete control, we can simply open up a dialog button.